too. Yeah,
I'm hot for Chris Pine. I think I would like to have sex with him.
President, very much. Thank you, Mr. President, very much for your leadership, but also for the kind words about me personally. I knew exactly what I wanted to say, but then after the president said that I was so smart and that I didn't want to repeat our congresswoman who froze for 20 seconds over in Munich, now I'm tempted, sir, just to freeze for 20 seconds and just stare at the cameras, and maybe they'll say nice things about me like they do about Congresswoman Cortez. But I have three very brief messages.
You're listening.
Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
WATB with Christian, Erik, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time. Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters? As always, I am Christian Bladt. Why I was in a small rectangle, the world may never know. Very excited to be here for another fun-filled installment of Who Are These Broadcasters, except no substitutes. And there are many substitutes and, of course, imitations. We are on an hour earlier. This is probably going to be our new time. There were some questions in the chat. People wanted to know, hey, is it always going to be on at this time? So We've got Ohio Dave 1345 right off the bat. He wanted to know, what the fuck could Zane possibly be doing? He lives in Grand fucking Rapids. Is today the day he gets his hormone shots? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. You obviously know. The comment I really wanted to bring up from Ohio Dave, but it's always fun to throw easy under the bus when I can. Wants to know if we're going to be going live 1 p.m. Eastern all the time. Did they go to daylight savings for weeks early? Need to reset the alarm. Better question. Did Christian's wife start coming home early from work and he needs to hide the show from her? I'm asking for a friend. This could be a show that somebody would want to hide, but it's going to work a little bit better in mine and Easy's schedule to do the show at 1 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays for the most part. So that's the answer there. And if you're listening to the audio version, you're like, what the hell is this idiot talking about? Well, I'm vamping because I have not only one co-host, I have two. Neither of them are backstage yet. They're both experiencing some technical issues. So the most important thing that anyone needs to know is how super chats work on this show. Now, listen, when Erik Zane isn't here, I can't really read the poor chats, the free chat. I'm unable to read those. So the only way you're going to be able to talk to me is through super chats. I'm much too busy and I'm much too rich to be able to read the poor chats. I'll try. I'll do my best. But if you want to talk to me, go ahead and do that. And the highest dollar amount super chat will be my sign off at the end of the program. Now, put whatever you want in my mouth. I have to spit it out at the end of the show. And you've all been known to be very creative with that at the end. So we would appreciate any and all of that. And we did already get one from the great Jay Wolfenstein, who has now given us $205 in the last 7 days. Thank you so much, Jay Wolfenstein. Your fiery resignation speech will have to wait, Christian. I blew through my March super chat budget at the end of February. I blame John. I also blame John, but that's all right. We will do our best in the future. Sorry, I was jumping ahead and reading a super chat that asks a really important question. What does it take to get Erik Zane to Hackamania? I'll tell you what it takes to get Erik Zane to go to Hackamania. You, each and every one of you watching right now, you could do us a favor and do us a kindness, as they say, and go to hackamania.com. Use a promo code BEARS. You know who just used promo code BEARS this week? Husey. So Husey is coming to Hackamania. If that isn't the reason to go, I don't know what else is. He used promo code BEARS. He's saving 10%. He gets Erik Zane this much closer to being at Hackamania. Someone that we do know will be at Hackamania is right here, the lovely Lucy Tightbox.
Well, hello. How are you today? Can you not hear me?
No, I can hear you. Can you hear me now or no?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Yeah. I gave you the thumbs up because it told me my mic was unplugged. We're doing great. We're doing it. We're doing great.
This
And
was wonderful. I was late to the show. Your microphone is working wonderfully.
yeah,
It's peachy keen.
everything's coming up Millhouse,
Yes.
as they say. And someone who is always coming up Millhouse is the third mic here on today's show, the great Erik Nagel. Hello, sir. How are you?
Sorry, I was busy reading all the, as you call it, the poor chats, because you're too good to read
I
them.
am.
You can only read super chats. I'm reading the rest of them.
Okay.
I don't have access. Apparently, you blocked it out on the software here, so I can't see anything that's going on.
You can't see the regular chat on where you are?
No, it doesn't seem to be.
Oh.
But that doesn't matter. You should be talking to everybody in all the chats.
Yeah, but I play all the clips on the show, and Erik Zane usually handles the chat. By the way, MG082 says Lucy and the Sex Bagel sounds like a wacky morning show. Yes, but I don't think you could market a show as sex anything, even in 2026. But you know what is a great radio show?
Is it worth watching?
Which is the show that the three of us do. And the easiest thing to do is just go Go to Worth Watch Show on X. You see, I've got that there. There's other stuff, but I'm just giving people one piece of homework. You'll find out everything you need to know in the next couple days. That's the easiest thing to do. We have fun. We do a movie talk radio show. We've done one, and it does ask that question. Is it worth watching? And the show is worth listening to. Is this show worth watching? I'll ask that at the end of the program.
That's a dangerous game.
It's a very dangerous game. But there's a lot of excitement about the two of you being here on the show today. And I know, Erik, one of your favorite things about really any of the shows on this channel, but especially this show, the jingles, because they're perfectly modulated and they match the voice of me and everyone else talking, and also the clips, and they are never too loud.
WATB, who are these local news? Who are these local newscasters?
It was perfect. No notes from me. I'm going to make it actually a little bit louder. Now, Erik, we're starting
I couldn't hear you. That jingle was too loud. I'm waiting for my hearing to return.
It'll come back before you know it.
Okay, got it.
We're starting with a video that you sent me a few weeks ago that I've been keeping on deck. It was kind of evergreen. And then so excited that I saved it. This is an interesting musician on a local morning news show. And we'll take a look at that. You don't even remember this, do you?
Nope.
There's a dial on the side and you make your selection. Push to the dark or the light, and then if it pops too soon, press down again, make toast.
So he is wearing a toaster. That's why he's singing, yeah, make toast.
Oui, monsieur, bonjour, coquette. En croissant et Chevy Corvette. Maurice Chevalier, Eiffel Tower. Oh, oui, Marie, bonsoir.
There's a lot of things about this that are terrible. For me, it's just spouting out all the French. This guy who looks like, I don't know, Jim Henson's methed out nephew. I'm not quite sure exactly. What's your favorite part of it, Easy? I'm sorry, Erik Nagel, you're EN.
How dare you?
I know he spells Erik wrong. That's
I know
that's
on him. Very incorrect. The favorite part about that is when it ended, because this is just it's one thing that you see this kind of shit on local affiliates
Public
around
access.
the country that don't have access to New York or LA, the big talent pools coming through, so they got to come up with something. It's a whole other thing to see that we're no better than any other country when they're doing the same exact shit by putting these terrible acts on there like it's some 1960s, 70s variety style show. It's like, I don't need to be this entertained by my local news at all, ever.
Lucy, do you think that you could talk to the higher ups with Rochester's premier, all of Western New York's premier surf punk rock band, and see if maybe they want to add somebody with a toaster to the Isotopes?
I love the idea, honestly. This actually kind of reminds me of, do you remember Mr. Let's Paint TV? He used to run on a treadmill, make a smoothie, and paint a painting on public access TV. And he has continued it on. I think he's still doing it. But there's something very endearing about it. And so I kind of like the toaster play. I'm pro weird toaster guy.
Well, I guess it's not shocking, but I do like the way the two local anchors are moving along. And, maybe in the market size that they're in, like ERock's pointing out, just perhaps they are actually enjoying it. I'd like to watch them dance a little bit more because he's not done.
Get it? I get it now. French toast.
There we go.
Oh, that's fun.
Would have been better if it was plugged in when he did that.
MG082. Hot dogs. What about cold cats? Go to break, ERock. Thank you.
Fucking nailed it.
Fucking home run, MG82. By the way, I did see something in the poor chat earlier that I starred because there's nothing better for radio nerds than the phrase, "Is Don in there? get Don on the phone. The outtakes from, of course, the great Casey Kasem when he went from an up-tempo record into a Dead Dog dedication. I think most people are familiar with that. And I once met ERock, you ready for a boring radio story? Well, you're going to get one. I once met a radio consultant who had worked for Casey for a very long time. And the talk of that clip made him sad, and he didn't think it was funny, and he didn't understand how anybody thought it was so funny. One of the greatest pieces of tape that have ever been
most consultants have no idea how the radio industry works or what the people on air actually do.
Well, it's true that this guy actually said you can never give the phone number too often. So yeah,
and time and temperature checks.
That's right.
Important.
1:15, 15 minutes after the hour, and our next, obviously anybody watching right now, they can see the great chemistry that the three of us have, and why we were destined for radio. But not every on-camera grouping gets along as well as we do, as we'll see right here.
Rain in our forecast, but something that is in the not so distant future that we can forecast is Midland weather radio.
Did you say you don't have any rain in the forecast?
In the next few days. But in the next few days, we have Midland Weather Radio Day.
I just said a second ago we have rain in the forecast.
Well, not until this weekend, right?
Well, the day of the event, I have rain.
Well, I'm not talking. I'm talking like 3 or 4 days.
It's coming. Actually, the rain chance is coming before the event.
Stop trying to correct people and just do your job.
I just don't know why you don't listen to me. Anyways, take a look.
Because you're boring.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Anyways, Midland Weather Radio Days.
It escalated fairly quickly, and
very quick.
I do believe that this guy is boring. One, he's a meteorologist, but Lucy, do you feel like this guy is, getting something he doesn't deserve, or is this maybe indicative of he's always a bit of a know-it-all, and he does look like a pain in the ass?
They were bickering like an old gay couple, and I'll be honest. Usually, I think that women are wrong about things. He was kind of being a dick. Usually, I would be taking his side, but I don't know.
Now that you say it, I thought of a team that they reminded me of.
No shit.
Oh, yeah.
We should be
Lisa
so lucky.
and Helga.
R.I.P. Lisa. Yeah. So obviously, Erik, you can see that that's one of those clips that somebody filmed their television and it went viral because the station very quickly tamped it down to make sure that nobody was able to clip it from their broadcast. How do you handle a difficult on-air co-host, Erik?
Pretty much with the pure venom and anger, and then we get 45 minutes out of it, go to break, and then the hosts go home as we play best of. So usually that's how I would handle it. But in this case here, I don't understand how you have competing, like, for whatever you want to say about meteorologists, they all get their shit from the same software, the same. It's like our Doppler is better than their it's not. It's the same exact thing. The fact that they had different information, I don't know what he probably got it from his software. I don't know where she was getting her stuff from, unless somebody just Ron Burgundied her and put it in the copy, and she said, "Oh no, it's going to be clear. This is what it's the information I have." This is perfect for shows like this or morning shows to go over there. It's even better if you're in I don't know what market this in, but
I don't know where in Texas this is. KFTX.
Yeah, nowhere important. Yeah. So like you're sitting there and you're watching this and you go, this is fantastic, because they never have anything entertaining on this stuff. Did you see the other show? They had a guy slapping a toaster and saying it was an instrument the other day. Now they're arguing over the weather here. Ratings, but I don't know. Who knows? But the fact that it could have gotten worse. This is pretty tame considering what we've seen in the past of people of anchor, like the infamous clip on, what was it, CNN, where the media, it was another meteorologist that was being an asshole, where she was going, Chad, what are you talking about, Chad? And he's losing his fucking mind in front of the green screen, yelling at her because she's constantly contradicting him. Who needs the weather on television anymore? All of this could go away in an instant, and nobody would notice that
the only reason that I have ever watched my local news recently was when we had a really hot anchor on there. She was gorgeous.
What was her name?
Chris Betts. She left. She went to Texas, and now I think she's an interior designer. I don't even think she's on the news anymore.
By the way, this station, KFDX, serves Wichita Falls, Texas, and they proudly serve Texoma, which I guess is Texas and Oklahoma right there on the border. So I think the fact is that she's like, well, it's not going to rain the next few days. And he's like, well, I said it's going to rain in like 3 days. And she's like, yeah, I'm talking about like today's going to be nice. All right, nerd.
Details. None of this matters at all. It's like, oh, okay, well, my information says otherwise. Let's go and do the cat dog segment or the local place that's bringing in tacos for the umpteenth time in the morning. Who cares about this shit?
Right, exactly. Well, I think that it like you said, this is what everybody loves when people are fighting on the air. When people are fighting backstage, that doesn't do us any good, so save it for the air. Now, we've shown her a couple times on this show, and an anchor in the Ozarks in Missouri. Her name is Carissa Codell, and she has carved out a pretty good bit for herself. Using her big news anchor voice, she reads mean tweets, hate comments that she gets. It's important to note for our audio audience who maybe haven't experienced her before, she's a bit of a big gal. So a lot of the comments play to that.
Wait, what do you mean curl? So like,
right. No. Sorry. This is the second one. I'm doing everything right today. I blame Erik Zane for not being here. Here she is reading the mean comments first.
This is who Sir Mix-a-Lot was rapping about. And if you don't get that reference, it's time to do your homework and go to bed. Damn, girl, you look like I'm about to get featured on your news channel.
Seems like this man's about to commit a crime for you.
Commit a crime?
Get featured on the evening news?
Get featured? Oh, get featured on the evening news.
Oh my God, I hate her.
Well, so they don't understand the bit. The guy, the producer, the cameraman, thinks that the bit's about him. So they're straying away from what the bit is she reads them in the quick cuts. And she can have a little quick comment afterwards. Let's see if she rescues the bit.
I didn't realize he was going to partake in criminal activities. You look like you could survive a harsh winter. She's thicker than zoo glass.
All right, Lisa, you have to like that one. Come on. Thicker than zoo glass? No, nothing.
When this lady first showed up online and her clip was going everywhere, her original retort to being shit on online was interesting, was funny, was something. It's like, all right, good for her. She leaned way too into this, or management told her, it's like, oh, this needs to be a regular segment with you. And it's like, keep calling the fat chick fat, and then we'll put it on the air, and then this will just be our new bread and butter. After this first time, it's run its course.
I believe this is video 25. I have not shown all 25.
Wow.
I decided to go to the most recent. The first one is actually really great, the first couple. But you know what? I don't want to pull the ripcord on the clip just yet, guys.
I just want to know who Zoo Glass is. I gotta learn how to flex like him. Like,
home run, Carissa.
You know what I mean?
Tuck a baby.
Fee-fi, fo yum.
It's not doing anything for either of you. What if she benches one of her coworkers?
Yep. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
She's not benching him. She's just like a dead lift. I'm sorry.
She totally
He's the
Okay, so I go here.
Yeah, like that.
Okay, here we go.
2 of her coworkers. Now she's got the nerd. Probably going to tell her it's not raining until Thursday.
She's going dead way. Oh my God. It's like dead.
All right. Well, she's got the twink now, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Am I too heavy?
No, not at all. Damn, girl.
So, we had some interaction online earlier, ERock and I, that, our buddy Chad's missing upper lip was afraid that we were going to talk about the death of radio. Are we watching the death of morning television, Erik?
It's been dead for a long time. All of this stuff has been terrible. I don't blame anybody for not watching or listening to this shit anymore. It's just that in the last several years, the public has now seen through the whole facade and like, wow, this is terrible. First of all, that guy's terrible Ed Grimley haircut is frustrating. And then if I'm the station manager or the owner or whatever, and I get like dailies sent to me or little update tapes about what's going on with our staff on our news thing, I'd be looking at this and I go, let's pull up their contracts. How much are we paying them to do this? Like, why am I paying them this amount of money to do all this nonsense? And it's happening. Like, I'm saying this, as a scenario that could be played out, but it's happening. You're in LA, I'm in New York. That Nexstar company just blew out a bunch of anchors and news people in LA. They just did it here in Manhattan, and they own stations around the country that's next. If the two biggest markets are getting chopped off at the knees, these smaller markets are not long for this world. And the one chick reading constant insults on social media as her bit for the news entertainment segment does not really help her try to find a job by moving up. Like, whenever you're in these positions, you want to go, well, I'm in this podunk market, but I could get to Houston. And then from Houston, I could go to Chicago or to DC, move your way up. That's not going to sell you to get, to being a serious or appealing news anchor personality, whatever you want to call them now, to move around the country and move up in there. You're constantly going to be in this shithole market doing, hey, here's another round of Twitter fat jokes. Because this girl thinks it's cool. I'm leaning into it. Yeah, but you've been doing it for years. It's pathetic and sad at this point.
I don't know, Lucy. Do you think that there is a bigger market out there that would like to have a fat chick that goes viral reading mean tweets?
I kind of do, actually, Eric. I gotta disagree with you on this one.
Good.
I think that this is exactly, name recognition is so huge in this day and age. And so I do think that the thing that takes you to a bigger market is by doing dumb, stupid, fucking pony tricks. And she has decided to use her weight and stupidity to bring her ahead. And I think it's working. I mean, it looked like people knew who she was in the chat. You knew who she was. I didn't, but I guess I don't follow fat chicks as much as everybody else does. I don't know. I think she's going to do great. I have high hopes for her.
So her sizzle reel, if you will, of her doing on the street reporting, live emergency coverage, filling in at the desk during a snowstorm or something, isn't really going to sell her. It's just going to be all the time she reads horrific things about herself, and that's what's going to get her up to, say, Philadelphia. She's going to be on the 11 o'clock news in Philly.
I know a morning show that she'd fit right into in Philadelphia. We play a lot of clips from the Fox affiliate there, and they say some wild things on that show. And listen, I read the super chats because they come in. I'm enjoying this conversation, but look at our buddy Chad's missing upper lip, spending some money for a change. Tell me more about the ins and outs of the industry. I never thought I'd say I miss Zane. That's going to bring a tear to his eye.
Me
too.
The
fact that you said something nice about him. And
I also miss Zane, but you know what? We might be able to see him at Hackamania, right?
Yes. That's actually a great point because I haven't mentioned it in about 20 minutes. That if you go to hackamania.com and you use promo code BEARS, you'll save 10%. And we have confirmed 3 purchases using that promo code now that Husey won. I don't think Husey's bringing a friend. He likes to keep the odds open. He likes to play the field. Be all the hot ladies of the Dabbleverse.
Hit the like button.
He sure does like to hit the like button. So Jay Wolfenstein did ask, what promo code do we use to keep Husey out of Hackamania?
That would be promo code Kaylee, CAYLEY is the answer to that one.
I do believe, Jay Wolfenstein, you just have to find someone that uses promo code Guinness, and it'll start a trend where he won't make it to any of the shows. This was earlier, and I'm sorry, Chad, I didn't see this, but he used one of his membership chats. Chad's been a member of this channel for 4 months. We're talking about the guy playing the toaster. He's a Bob and Tom comic. He's been doing that song for 30 years. I'm not familiar. I mean, I know the name Bob and Tom, but I don't know the show. I don't know if I've ever lived in a market with it, but
you didn't.
What's that?
You didn't. They're a small to medium market syndicated show.
Yeah. And what would make that bit even better is doing it on the radio where you can't see it. I think that's the way to do it. By the way, if Oracle 818 wants to give us $5 to kind of, I guess he's doing like a hang loose thing. That's great. Rumble Trenchcoat, a Columbo podcast. This was absolutely not the first time she wanted to tell off that weatherman. Yeah, that's I got to do a better job keeping an eye on the chat because if we were still talking about that, I would have the image up. But yeah, Kaylee, you're a gal. Sometimes you got to hold it in when the boys are a pain in the ass, and then you just end up exploding sometimes. I'm not thinking of anybody in particular.
I do that every day, all the time with all of you assholes.
Yes, exactly. And let's see. General Ocean Wolf, TWO of the Tukey Taliban, member for 30 months. That's a lot of WATP membership. We appreciate that. Double guns, you sock cuckers. ERock, take us to break. Look, anytime anybody wants to give us money so that they can say, ERock, take us to break, that's great. Beef drippings. I'd squat. Okay, maybe this was going on in the free chat. I didn't realize. I'd squat ERock, squat thrust Lucy, deadlift Christian Bladt. So that's what Carissa Codell was doing there.
I can't wait to find out what a squat thrust is.
Yeah, and Tank Hankerus, ERock, go. So
nope.
Not for, as I say, not for $2. You put a few more dollars to it, I'll have something to say about pretty much anything you put in there. We're all caught up on chats. ERock, I wasn't familiar of this. You lived in Florida for a time. Are you aware of cold stunned iguanas?
Yes, but that was after my time.
Yeah, so I guess it rarely gets cold in Florida, but when it does, all the iguanas basically, I don't know, I guess they go into hibernation, except I think that they end up dying from it.
Well, they want you to, they're an invasive species down there, and they pretty much turn the other way if you kill them. They want you to get rid of them, much like pythons, which are an invasive species that have taken over the swamps down there too. They open season certain times a year for you to go out and you can, kill iguanas, kill pythons, all of that stuff. But what they were doing in Florida with the frozen iguanas, they were falling out of trees, falling off of buildings, pretty much petrified because they're cold-blooded. So their blood would, slow them down and almost freeze them to death. There were service numbers you could call and they would pick up almost like roadkill. These trucks would come pick them up and bring them to a camp. And they would pretty much they were getting rid of 5,000 a day during that cold snap.
So when it was open iguana season, so I go out and I get my gun and I hunt myself an iguana, and then
because this is Florida, you can absolutely do that. I'm sorry to speak over you, Lucy.
Do I trophy it? Do I eat it? What do I do with the dead iguana?
I don't know if you can eat I mean, I guess technically you can eat anything. It's how you cook it, but I don't know if you can eat iguana.
Well,
or if you'd
what do you do with it? My point is, what am I doing with the iguana that I just proudly killed?
Yeah,
we have open squirrel season here, very close to us. There's a couple of towns over where they have squirrel infestation, so we have an open squirrel season. I'm assuming that the rednecks that live in that town eat those squirrels. I want to know what I do with an iguana.
Well, they have a phone number that you can call, and they have services that'll come and pick them up. So if you kill them and they're on your property or you ran over them or something,
well,
you can. There's areas you can go and hunt it.
No, but why would I want to if I'm not eating it or putting it on my wall?
Because they're an invasive species. They're overpopulated and they're destroying crops and plants and mangroves and stuff down there. So they said, "Yep, go ahead and kill all of them."
This line of questioning, Lucy, brings us to a local anchor that had to check up on a report of what someone was doing with the iguanas. Now, they're very clear in this piece. You cannot sell iguana meat for consumption, but you can, let's see what happens.
I need an iguana pizza now.
And just like that, a very Florida idea turned into a viral sensation, racking up millions of views overnight. We met up with the man behind the camera, Ryan Izquierdo, a South Florida content creator and iguana catcher, right where it all started, at his friend's restaurant, Buck's Coal-Fired Pizza in North Palm Beach.
We had this amazing idea, and we were not expecting it to blow up like this.
They call it the Everglades Pizza.
Iguana, venison, alligator, bacon.
Fresh out of the oven and topped with iguana meat he collected during the recent cold snap.
So the only thing that sounds good on that pizza is bacon, which I don't
Yeah.
usually put on pizza. But if the options are venison and iguana meat, I will certainly put bacon on there. So as of now, you're seeing the way that it can be prepared as a pizza. But let's get a little bit deeper into this.
Invasive green iguanas across South Florida were cold stunned and falling from trees by the thousands. State wildlife officials temporarily let Floridians round them up. Izquierdo says he saw the moment as a chance to document and educate.
So, Lucy, this was your moment. This is what you would have wanted to do. What am I going to do with it when I catch a sack full of iguanas? And, I can think of it, not a temporary Cape Coral resident, but a full-time Cape Coral resident, that having another food source as an option might actually be very attractive, if maybe Red Baron starts doing an iguana pizza.
One thing led to another, and before I knew it, before 11 o'clock, I had over 100 iguanas in the bed of my truck.
Eating iguanas is legal in Florida because they are an invasive species.
Thanks to ERock for pointing that out.
But serving wild game in a restaurant, that's where things get more complicated.
Uh-oh.
State health rules generally require restaurants to serve food from approved and inspected sources, putting viral food moments like this into a legal gray area. In this case, the owner tells us this was a one-time made-for-media moment and not a menu item.
So, iguana, they call them chicken of the trees. They taste just like chicken.
So I gave it a try.
This white
here
meat
she
in
is.
the
She's
front
about
is the
to eat
iguana
it.
meat.
And I'll admit, it wasn't bad.
That's got to be the chewiest
Now again,
pizza
iguana
ever.
pizza is not for sale. It's not on the menu, and the owners tell me they don't think it ever will be. Reporting in
why
North
the
Palm Beach, I'm
story?
Katie Benty, CBS 12 News.
Well, that's what leads us to a question we ask regularly on this program.
Extraterrestrials, strange phenomena, missing persons, lost continents, myths, and monsters.
We examine these mysteries to determine, are they bullshit or not?
I think they do sell the iguana pizzas, and they just can't say on the local news. Well, yeah, because why else are you going there? And Lucy, you thought it didn't look particularly appetizing when Katie Benty here had a bite of the iguana pizza?
Well, he said it's bison and iguana. I can't imagine that iguana is a particularly tender meat. Bison is super gamey. That just seems
Not
like a
bison,
chewy
venison.
or venison. That's right.
Yeah, so it's deer meat, but same
either way,
difference.
it seems
An
this seems like it
alligator.
would be very gamey, very chewy. I don't want to eat that on a pizza. Pizza's supposed to be
delicious.
mushy. That's not right either.
This is more bullshit of local news where now they're doing, when people make up products that aren't coming out, but everybody falls for, chicken and waffle Oreos or some weird flavor Kool-Aid, that stuff that goes viral on TikTok and Instagram. And then you find out that it's not a real product. This is essentially not a real product that they're not selling. They're not doing anything with. He did it just to get attention. The news is covering this. And it's not like, hey, come down here. It's only for the day or for the weekend, where it's actually something to let the public know that you can come and try this. There's no point to this. There's no point to the news being there. This is a complete waste of time, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds horrific. And Rumble Trenchcoat of Columbo podcast says, eaten barbecued iguana. And by the way, Chad's Missing Upper Lip says, bring back Would You Kindly. I was a big fan of that show. I was on a couple of times. That was a fun one, ERock. But obviously, there's a moment for everything. But we appreciate Chad's spending a lot of money today. I don't know what's going on.
Good. You could spend money on my channel, get a membership, and you get the archives for Would You Kindly if you want it that bad.
That's perfect.
I would also like to point out that I would really like a taxidermied iguana for anybody who's in Florida. I will name it Jub Jub.
You want it? Do you want it on like a wooden, like a pedestal thing too, like where its feet's nailed down there, so you can put it above your mantle?
Dealer's choice.
And just a suggestion that they make it where he's kind of like gonna attack someone. Like, I think that when you display an animal that's dead, a taxidermy animal that looks like it could be reanimated, I don't know, by a ghost or something, and then wreak havoc on your house, that's the item you want. It keep children out of your house.
I only have one taxidermied thing, which is my cat's balls. So they don't look angry to me.
That's the best thing about you, Lucy, is that, I've known you a couple years now. Every once in a while, something crazy happens,
Why do you have that?
It's a great question.
Right now they're wet specimen, but I'm planning to dry specimen them. There's a couple of different ways that you can do taxidermy. So I'm planning to dry specimen them. And then when he's bad, I'm going to tap on the glass and say, see what I did to you?
Oh,
it's a power.
It's a power play.
Yeah. Remember these? Booger, right? That's your cat.
Yeah, that is Booger.
All right, so if you do it to children, it's a no-no, but to a cat, it's still good. All fair.
All right, ERock, important question. Would you rather eat an iguana pizza or Whataburger?
What did Whataburger do now?
Well, let's find out.
You have got to see this. A wild scene inside of a Whataburger in Paris, Texas, and it involves a trash can. Police say this all started when a customer became verbally abusive and was asked to leave. But instead of walking out, officers say he came back and punched the manager. Well, the manager wasn't going to have that. He fought back, grabbed a trash can, and used it to subdue the man. Now, the entire moment was caught on camera.
That's why we have it. So the guy's behind the counter, which I feel like anything goes. It's like, I don't know, taking the stage at a comedy club. I don't know why I'm using that example. You don't belong back there in a restaurant of any kind. So, and he punched the manager. So he's really getting the once over with the empty trash can. I think that's the problem, is that it's empty. I wish it was full of grease.
He should have, once he got the guy down, he should have put the can over the guy, like over his head, so that his head and his arms aren't able to move, and then you just kick the shit out of it.
Yeah. Oh, you could have jumped on him. Oh.
Yeah.
By a customer, Billy Jones, who was inside of that restaurant. Police arrested 41-year-old Anthony William Newhuis of Spring. He's now charged with assault and public intoxication. But it doesn't end there. Investigators say after being booked into jail, he intentionally flooded his cell, adding a criminal mischief charge to the list.
Okay, so this guy's just an asshole. Okay. I don't know what he thought it was going to happen. I guess if you intentionally flood your cell, you should just have to stay in it, right?
Making toilet wine. You know how they do.
A different local news channel covered this, and I like the thought this one guy had and how exasperated his co-hosts were.
Application in Waffle House. They need him over there.
Oh, no. Stop it, Matthew. Stop it. All right, next up.
I just the idea that like we haven't all seen those videos of fights at Waffle House. I felt like it was a little bit of a lazy joke from the guy, but when they're like, "Oh no, you're the worst," so I guess the moral of the story is local news is dead, not just in the morning. ERock.
Yeah, I mean I guess it was always on par with bad morning radio. When you have the female on the show that's constantly going, "Oh, guys, stop that," being the whole, as we used to call it, and ruining the momentum, any kind of fun or interesting topics. And then they do it on television, and it's unfortunate. Like, that seems to be the way that you can only get how they get jobs now. It's like they used to despise these people. They wanted personalities. Now they don't want personalities or anything. Go back to that because it's safe and you can forget about it, and we won't get in trouble. We won't get sued. And then you find out they do horrific things in their real life. So there's nowhere to go. Everything's terrible.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I guess that I would still rather be beaten with a trash can at a Whataburger than have an iguana pizza. That's where I'm at with all this.
It's gross, and it's a non-story. No one's going to get the iguana. If they were selling it, you'd have every morning show sending somebody down there to get the pizza. You'd have every other local show getting that, trying it out. People would be flying in. Influencers would be doing videos. Oh, they're not selling it. Then there's no point in covering this. It's disgusting. And it's pointless.
If you were a producer for like Calta or Bubba, in a different part of Tampa, would you be like, all right, we're going to send, one of our stunt boys to go pick up a few of these iguana pizzas and we're going to eat them on the air?
Yeah,
is that good content?
for a Calta or Bubba or for something to do that, yes. For
the local news,
for Kevin in Virginia, no, that's a terrible idea to have them to do it. And they're like, oh my God, this pizza is terrible. Okay, moving on. Taylor Swift news. What was the point of us sending the guy down there, spending all that money for the pizza and the tolls?
So, Rumble Trenchcoat, a Columbo podcast, Kaylee's new show, Once Over with Trash Can, where she covers cop cam videos. I do think you would get a cease and desist from both Carl and Vinny because they're the only ones allowed to watch cop cams.
I love the cop cams. Carl just had a really good one on Creep Off the other day. It was great.
So
Also,
are you telling people to vote for Carl or should they vote for Vinny?
They should
Does
vote for
anyone
Vinny,
vote
and
for Carl?
Carl's
Carl,
winning right now. Carl's
is
in
he
the
really?
lead.
Because he always seems like he's every time I hear updates, he lost again. So I didn't know anyone voted for him.
He had a huge losing streak, but he is on the up and up. Vinny lost the last one. Vinny had to spin the wheel of the consequences. He had to pay podcast hitman $100, which he
for his
weaseled
canteen
his way out of. Vinny's very clever. Vinny's very clever.
Well, and by the way, Jay Wolfenstein said Kaylee is cat code for X's. So you're saying you have the balls of one of your cats. He's asking if you have the balls of one of your exes. No. And look at this. The man who used promo code BEARS. Thanks for the 2. Is that the Erik Nagel from Grand Theft Auto? Whoa, huge fan. So great to see that. Look,
QZ going to Hackamania from using the promo code BEARS from what you said minutes ago.
Exactly. Chest missing upper lip. We get it, Erik. Everything sucks. That's the point. That's the point of this show, Chad. And
the
even
show,
Erik
the
Zane
clips,
sucks.
your super chats, everything sucks.
But
we get it.
Thanks for the money. Husey again. Hey, Kaylee, Crispin Glover's in trouble while Vin Diesel has more bangers in the works. Another win for the toe. P.S. Christian, your mic isn't on. Oh, no. He's right. Fucking Husey.
That's why it was all weird earlier. I didn't even notice. I'm a little out of it today. I would like to address Crispin Glover, the love of my life, choosing a different sex slave over me. I'm very upset at him right now. He and I are fighting.
You're a Crispin Glover fan.
Yeah, I would have happily been his sex slave. I would have done all his housework too. I heard she was doing that too.
Is it his looks or his body of work?
I think it's personality. I like his looks also, but I like a weird kind of human. I'm a huge fan of a lot of what he does though. Ruben and Ed, I think, is absolutely outstanding. I like his music. Clowny clown clown. Oh yeah, baby.
So would you go so far as to say you're a Crispin Glover apologist?
I don't even think I need to apologize for him. He's wonderful. I think it's great that he's doing wonderful things with his free time.
Our buddy Reverend Shitstain was going to be on. It's all right. You'll be on in a future week. Don't worry about it. I'm saving some good stuff that he sent us recently. Sorry I couldn't make it work with the horses. I want to move on, but we just talked about burgers. And, you know, if there was a show on this channel that covered social media, this would be more for them. But McDonald's CEO sat down to have the new Big Arch is the name of the burger, right, Erik?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll get your thoughts on it in a moment, but I want to see, oh my God, what a great idea. Let's have the CEO sit down and try a new McDonald's burger.
The moment of truth.
He takes a big bite. Look at his face.
That is so good. That's a big bite for a big arch. It's distinctively McDonald's. Only McDonald's could do this type of burger, but it also is unlike anything else on our menu. It's a delicious product. You know, you've got sort of the cheeses and the gooiness, but those crispy onions as well gives a nice.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where he was going with all of it. So I'm not going to play the bullshit or not clip again, but it's a little hard to believe. And I do want to shout out somebody named Mike Bouveau on X because he pointed out that it reminded him of this great moment.
Free Krusty Burger. And cut. I almost swallowed some of the juice. I'll be tasting that for weeks.
So, yeah.
Yep. I thought of that too when I first saw that video last week. I was like, that's exactly what came to mind was Krusty spitting out the burger.
Yeah. And you've had it, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I feel like you weren't, or did you have it? Rocco had it. Yeah.
No.
So
Rocco had it.
Yeah. Rocco had it and said it wasn't good. I have no interest in trying it.
I don't either. It doesn't look good. And then part of the other thing too was the CEO is already, didn't help this, so it gave it a lot of negative attention. Then they were pushing it to the forefront that it's like high in protein, like it's super packed with protein or whatever. And then one of the newspapers that got some traction online pointed out that it was like 2 or 3 times the saturated fat because of the added protein and everything in there. So this burger is completely terrible. It negates all the extra protein stuff that they've added to it. It's I don't know how well it's going to do. It doesn't look appealing. That bun looks like it fell on the floor and it just collected everything that was there on top of it. They're not good with figuring out new burgers to bring to their menu. For some reason, everyone else can do it. Like other fast food chains can figure out some kind of burger combination of something, and it seems to work for them for a while. Every time McDonald's does it, it becomes a failure. And they still say like, oh, the what was it, the McArch,
the Arch Deluxe
from the Arch Deluxe, and they're like, this was they use it in classes and stuff as a huge lesson in a colossal fail in marketing, that I guess they just did it wrong for some reason. It's supposed
they said
adults.
that kids will hate the Arch Deluxe and the advertising,
which is so dumb.
campaign.
It was that was probably the best thing that they put out there, other than their standard menu items. And then ever since then, it just nothing ever. They say it makes money. They say their sales are up or whatever, but then shortly after that, they're still having problems. Like, what happened to the new thing you just had? It said it made a ton of money. Now apparently it didn't, because you lied. This burger looks like shit. I have no interest in trying.
Lucy, it all comes back around. Would you eat a big arch from McDonald's or an iguana pizza?
I would eat both.
In one bite?
Yeah, one big bite. I'm putting the burger right on top of that pizza. No,
That's
I mean,
a
I
great
would eat it. It just, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not rushing over to McDonald's.
You don't look like a fast food person.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if that really counts, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. By the way, it'll be a short Uber ride from Hackamania to the Taco Bell Cantina on the Vegas Strip. So,
and you
put
can
some
get
time
married
aside.
there.
Oh, that's true. Oh, are you hinting at something?
Tapple.
Husey is going to be there. He needs a green card. All right.
He's getting married just for the free food.
Yeah, well,
it's true. You can they make a little bouquet out of the Taco Bell hot sauces if you get married there.
That's beautiful.
Very cute.
All right, let's move it along to talk about some celebrity news.
WATV, who are these celebrity news? Who are these celebrity news?
So an actress named Brittany Ray might not be a celebrity, but she is an actress. And she got some friends together because she had not only been cast, she had filmed a scene for the television series Chad Powers with Glenn Powell from the smash hit The Running Man from the end of last year. That movie is only getting bigger in the time since then. So she's got the friends over. They get ready to watch her scene, and let's see what happened. Whoops. They replaced me. This is her scene. She filmed it.
Did you come in later?
No, this is literally my scene. I'm responding. All right,
guys, I gotta make an announcement. Russ Holiday just officially.
No, we literally did this too, and I said like something about Chernobyl. And I said something about chicken tenders.
You know, I was thinking about it, it's like.
So he's talking. Here's Glenn Powell. And she's like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And apologies, I couldn't find it unbleeped. You know I don't like when stuff gets censored.
Oh my God!
So the real hero in this is the person who's still filming. Eventually they say, stop filming. And they don't.
No, this guy's doing exactly what he should be doing, because whenever you see moments, an accident, a fight, or something like that, the person holding the phone always goes, "Oh my God," and then they move the phone away, and you don't get to see the crucial moments, the pivotal part of the scene, because they're like, "Oh my God," they got to react in real life. This person is tuning everything out, and he said, "Nope, I am focusing on all of this stuff," and good on whoever it was that filmed this.
Lucy, you've seen Crazy Broads before. You think she's done?
No, I don't think that she's done.
Just turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
Turn off the show.
But that's like the crazy.
Okay, Ryan, shut.
This guy's trying to be like, wow, that's so crazy. You got replaced by the Hawk Tuah. And she's like, oh, fuck. All right, let me go stand.
All right.
As long as no one's filming.
Ryan, stop filming! Okay. I just literally just realized that I got replaced.
Thank you, Ryan, for continuing to film.
No, you don't have to be. Are you serious? They didn't tell you something.
Thank you.
Yeah, fuck them for replacing an actress no one's ever heard of with a viral superstar that people might get some traction. I don't think Chad Powers needed that, but I did enjoy the freak out. I have tuned in to shows that friends have told me they're on, and they do get cut out of the scene.
It
so
happens.
You should always pre-screen before you get friends over to watch it with you.
But in this case, as much as that freak out blew up online,
sure,
that actually would help her, or could help her.
Yes.
Only in that industry, because it's somebody who obviously has a lot of pride in their work, works hard, what have you. To see that and find that out in real time, the producers were just putting in that social media mess just because, oh, it's going to get eyes on her because she was probably hot at the time that they filmed everything.
But not by the time they released it.
But they'll get the bigger story where they'll put her in a more prominent role than this actress is probably not supposed to get, just for the story, just for the redemption. Look what we did. We're helping out each other. She'll appear at an award show or two. What was the award show they just had where they're all telling you I'm an actor, and they tell their little bullshit story about how they became an actor?
I think
it
the
was on
Screen
Netflix.
Actors Awards.
Screen Actors.
Yeah.
She'll get invited to something like that. She'll do a couple of things for SAG-AFTRA. It'll help advance her career.
We all watch plenty of movies and television. There's a great role for her if she can freak out like that without having a script and time to prepare. So hopefully there's a happy ending for her. Or she can just go through life being a crazy bitch. See, Lucy smiled when I said that.
I can't imagine ever behaving like that. Like, what is this public meltdown thing that happens to so many people, women in particular? But I just cannot ever imagine. I can imagine being upset. I can imagine being hurt. But regardless of if the camera is rolling or not, I'm there with my friends and family, and I should just be happy and excited and gracious in that moment, because she
has self-awareness anymore. They have no self-awareness. They have nothing in them that was instilled growing up, that it's not about you. They all take everything so personal, so deep. It cuts them so deep that they all have anxiety. They all have something going on. They all have panic attacks and whatever, because they can't handle the slightest little thing. So especially in this industry where they're used to, romanticizing what their life and their career is supposed to be in their head and not really understanding what their real life actually is. I get being upset. I get being pissed off, but for her to go all high pitched, like, and crazy, like Lucy was saying there. Yeah, because everything is an emotional disaster for them. They can't just take it.
Christian, to your point also, she has a future in drama.
Yes. And the fact that Lucy, you wouldn't be phased. Everybody tune into WATP on Saturday, where internet news will be hosted by the Hawk Tuah girl. So everybody will win there. We've got some super chats. Moon Crickets, Mr. Bagel, save the snack talk for Echo Pineapple show, please. I've talked to Echo Pineapple, but never about snacks.
Never been on it. I don't know.
Clueless Boomer. Crispin Glover is a confirmed Opie and Anthony fan. He told Jim and Sam he listened to old shows in his Czech castle. I did actually hear that.
We had him on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
okay.
I've seen you talking to him. I've seen pictures of you in the same room as him, Erik. I was very excited.
I want to take that as a compliment, but it's just also, oh no, she was stalking Crispin Glover.
Yes,
It had nothing
yeah,
to do with me. Or
she's
the
like,
show
oh,
or
if only
anything.
I was where Erik was.
He lives in a mansion in the Czech Republic. He has wild peacocks.
I don't think we needed to know that. Jerry Shepardini, reminder that Mystical Woman dropped this week.
She's smitten.
And Chad's missing upper lip, spending a lot of money to insult all of us, except for Lucy, because he's a gentleman. Erik is more long-winded than Bladt. That is scandalous. No one is more long-winded than I am.
That is correct. Also, it's a talk show, so you're supposed to talk and bring up information that you may or may not know. So if you're not talking in little 10-second sound bites, this is one of those examples of people who can't handle real life and anxiety, and everything gets to them so deep. So
I want to stay on celebrities for a moment. We've featured a comedian, Matt Friend, on this show a number of times. He does a pretty good Howard Stern.
I'm friends with Matt Friend.
Okay. Well, here he is doing a whole bunch of impressions.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. It's a yelly thing. Very good indeed.
Paul Giamatti.
Paul motherfucking Giamatti is here today. Mrs. Adams, fuck you. Oh,
Jennifer
God. Are we rolling?
It's a decent Stanley Tucci.
Okay. I'm Stan. Today I'm in my home in London. I'm gonna come my pants, baby. Birds flying high. You know how I feel. Hey, buddy. Buckle up, fucklehead. I have a dick the size of a red sequoia, and I'm gonna fuck like a bullet train.
I don't really know Succession, but I bet that's a good
Great
impression.
show.
So I'm gonna ask Lucy then. I'm not gonna comment on the accuracy of the impressions, but do you feel like it's easy to have a conversation with somebody that can do this many voices and might possibly work them into a conversation?
I would be terrified. I don't like that. Not for me. Not for me.
All right. Well, I'll show the rest of them when Erik Zane is back. I didn't realize you were friends, Erik. But
one, I can't really say how good his stand-up comedy is, because a lot of his act is just doing scenarios with the impressions.
Sure, yeah.
But he has made a pretty damn good living doing the impersonations, because it's got him into one-on-one situations with almost everybody he's done impersonations with. He was on Howard. He was hanging out with Obama. He does stuff for Jeff Goldblum all the time, because he does Jeff Goldblum. He ran into John Oliver on the streets of New York City, and John recognized him and told him to stop doing the impersonation of him. Like, he's met almost everybody that he does these voices for. So that makes him valuable and having a good career with that. Stand up, that's a term I'd use loosely with him.
Well, I know your time is a little bit limited, Erik. So let's head over for something in the talk show world.
WATB, who are these talk shows? Who are these talk shows?
So AEW wrestler Darby Allin was doing a live interview with Tucson's Rock 102 KFMA. The only problem is that Darby Allin was in an Uber and speaking on speakerphone. And the Uber driver didn't appreciate it.
For AEW Collision, we got this program going on. Can we expect to see like a match?
One second.
I
hate to interrupt like your AA or like therapy session, but it's kind of rude of you to be on speakerphone like in someone's Uber. Is it cool if I finish? Look, man, I've been driving since 5 a.m. I'm tired. Like, can you just put the phone up? Like, it's a little rude.
Okay, so there's two things at work here. The Uber driver making it about himself. If I'm the host of this morning rock show, I'm like, this is amazing. I love this. He doesn't need to be on speakerphone, but he is a paying customer. Lucy, they say the customer is never wrong. Is this customer right? Or possibly doesn't need to be this much of a dick.
As long as he's not puking or giving birth in the back of that Uber, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. He is paying for it. If you don't want to be an Uber driver, then don't be an Uber driver. If you don't want people doing weird shit in the back of your car, then definitely don't be an Uber driver.
Also, Erik, they don't dictate what shift you work. If you've been driving since 5 a.m., that's by choice. You've decided to start driving at 5 a.m. and this looks like the middle of the afternoon somewhere in beautiful Tucson. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's just like, all right, I mean, we're going to get where we're going. He'll be out of the car and you can think he's an asshole, right?
Right. It is weird though. It's not like he was on the phone when you picked him up and he's finishing up a business call, talking to family, something like that. He's live streaming to somebody's podcast. And that's not something that will be wrapped up within like an acceptable amount of time. If you're on the long haul for this trip and you're doing someone's podcast, I could understand the driver getting upset. I don't know if you can really say anything to the guy who's paying your Uber fee, plus has to leave you a review once he drops you off. So I think you kind of have to just shut up and bear it until you drop him off.
We can kind of imagine what the review might be as we go back to this clip.
This is like an interview. TV right now, just doing an interview here real quick.
I don't care. I make like $15 an hour. Like, I don't care.
Again, sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, but you want 5 stars. This is 1-star behavior.
Is this your AA sponsor or something?
No, it's not an AA sponsor.
I don't care. I mean, just put the phone away.
I'm straight edge.
Is he
really
I
he's
knew with this face paint, this Gene Simmons thing, like you were gonna be trouble. Like,
So he's saying, I knew with this face paint, with this Gene Simmons thing, you'd be trouble. I mean, the guy's got ink. He's got tattoos. He's not dressed like a juggalo, which I could see, you pull up a juggalo's there, maybe you drive off, but you did admit him into your car.
Nice girl, buddy. That's 1-star behavior, sir. And honestly, a Lyft driver would not drive like that. I'm sorry, I'm not going to get
Uber.
Take me to Tucson.
Yeah. Take him to Tucson so we could be doing AEW live here.
Yeah,
in
real
Tucson.
fun, buddy. Dude, I'm over this. I'm getting out of my car now.
Let me see you.
We're in the middle of the highway.
I don't care. Get out!
So,
Get out of my car!
The radio host's comment drove the Uber driver so far that he's going to let him out. And we're going to see the shoulder here on this highway.
We're in the middle of the highway.
So,
see, Lyft drivers wouldn't do this.
This is fake.
Yeah, this seems a little staged.
But it's fun, or is it too fake? Is that the way you guys are feeling?
It started off like possible, like, okay, this could be a thing. But then the I'm pulling over, you're getting out, and then him having a temper tantrum, beating the wheel. It's totally fake.
Oh, are you on board with that?
Yeah, I think that freak out was fake. And again, I mean, this is just generally bad podcasting etiquette. Fuck what the Uber driver thinks. I'm not gonna do a podcast from an Uber because I'm not an unprofessional asshole.
Well, that's true, and that's what everybody says about you, Erik. I know you've only got a couple more minutes.
Lucy Tightbox, not an unprofessional asshole. Right,
that's
on
true.
the bottom.
And a very tight box. So
Yes,
that is that is the 5-star review for Lucy Tightbox. I've had this clip for a while, Erik. Your buddy Jim Norton was on Theo Von's show, and the conversation led to this moment where we're not going to see it, but Jim asks Theo if he would like to see a picture of Jim's wife Nikki's penis.
Yep.
So we don't see it; we just see the back of the phone. But this is really a Theo clip, but also Norton's having a lot of fun here.
I'm gonna think about something else for just a minute.
All right, you want to see?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoa, brother! What the heck? Oh my God, Jim! Your wife has that?
That's my lady. That's my best gal.
Wow. That is a tall pussy.
She's a tall lady. She's a tall lady.
Oh, that thing's in 4-H, huh?
Yeah.
God, yeah, you got to get back home.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I need a break. You know what I mean? Your body collects, and you're like, I'll take a little break. I'll go back home. You know,
bro, you could freaking.
Anyway, so I just thought that was so funny, and Theo doesn't necessarily have a background where that might be the only time a friend has ever shown him a photo of his wife's penis. On that note, Erik, I know you have to run.
Yes.
Let everybody know where they can catch It's Erik Nagel and anything else that you might want to steer them towards.
Yeah, you can catch my show at It's Erik Nagel on all the social medias, on YouTube. You can subscribe there. We got a membership thing going now with bonus episodes. The last bonus episode is up is we had Shuli on the show, and we reviewed me debuting stand-up live on satellite radio at the Hard Rock in Times Square. And did Shuli have anything to do with it while still working for the Howard Stern show? So you'll have to watch that episode. And you can get the radio version of my show on iHeartRadio, iHeart app, usually Fridays. We do the show live Thursdays. It goes out Fridays for the radio stuff. And then also you have the information for our new venture.
Is It Worth Watching is a radio show. Just for right now, one-stop shopping. Go to @WorthWatchShow on X. You can follow it. I'll give it all the info there, and in the weeks ahead, I'll let you know more info. But Erik, we appreciate you hanging out with us today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Lucy. Good seeing you as always.
You too.
All right. Thanks again to the great Erik Nagel. So I don't agree with this. Chad's missing upper lip. ERock has to leave. Maybe Lucy can get a word in. If anybody's talking too much, it's me. But Chad also put $5 to this, so he gets his say. Don't need a 10-minute diatribe for a 30-second video was all. Quit being sensitive. We're here to have fun. I don't know. I thought Erik had plenty of fun. I think we all had a lot of fun, right?
I'm having a fun time.
So I don't know RTT 381, but Lucy, weird stuff in an Uber in Mahoning. That's where that drive-in is, right?
That is. I love the Mahoning drive-in. We got to meet over at Rodney's RTT3, and I were talking a whole bunch about the Mahoning drive-in. We never got to finish that conversation, sadly, but I love it there. It's one of the best drive-ins in the world.
Yeah, it sounds great. I've appeared on a show with the guy who runs that. We were, for some reason, we were talking about Peter Jackson's Get Back Beatles documentary. So I guess he's a big fan. So Rumble Trenchcoat does point out, thanks for the $10, by the way. That's the note you leave Erik on? Yes. Nicky Norton's penis. That felt like a great place to go. And
that's how I always want to leave a room.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, Lucy. We have more penis talk.
Oh, yay.
I think that this is one of the most fascinating interview clips I've ever seen. I believe the hosts are in Australia. And I think our buddy Eric Zane has never done an interview where it didn't start like this.
First start to realize that you had a really small penis?
By the way, you can see I filmed this from Instagram, and you can see who hearted it. That's Jim Norton right there.
Oh, of course it is.
So Jim Norton hearted the small penis interview.
I would say probably around high school.
Right.
And dealing with like girlfriends and stuff like that. But I was always like under the belief that like maybe like I'm a late bloomer.
Yeah.
Maybe one day it'll get normal size.
So you were waiting for puberty to have an impact and that was going to happen?
And then it never did. It just never did.
This is one of the saddest things I've ever heard. To just think that one day your baby penis will turn into a grown-up one, and then it never does. I think that guys get told that size doesn't matter, but I think there's a range. I think micro penis definitely matters. I mean, he said he had girlfriends. That's who I'd want to talk to, Lucy. What was it like to reach down there and be like, wait, I have more in my underwear than you do?
Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm very curious about the micro penis.
Well, he doesn't show it. This isn't Theo Vaughn's show.
No, I'm curious what the girlfriends thought.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, let's let him
be mean about something like that. Can you?
I mean, I could, but if you're the girlfriend and you find out, that's when I think you probably start thinking of all the other reasons that you could break up with him. Like, you can't say that it's for that. It's devastating.
The glasses, asshole.
Yeah, I don't like the beard either. Beards in general can work, but I think he could have a brush in a little just for men.
Never did. Did you speak to your parents about it?
No, I'm adopted.
Sorry, I just love that answer. So you have adopted parents, so you can't tell them that you have a micro penis. If you had your birth parents, they would probably know, like, oh yeah, we can't believe you were even born.
I have 1,000 follow-up questions for that. At what age was he adopted that his parents haven't seen his penis? Like if he was adopted as a baby, his parents have seen his micro penis,
Okay.
right?
But I'm a parent. My son's 10. There is a point where you stop seeing a penis, so there's a point where you don't see it anymore. So you might not realize that when you saw it at like 6.5,
it never
the
grew.
age of 6.5, not 6.5 inches.
Wait, are micro penises, do they start out even more micro and then grow with the body, or do they just never grow from babyhood?
That's a good question. I'll ask Erik Zane next week.
Okay.
And I didn't really talk to them about stuff.
So you
like
didn't have a chance to share that with somebody that would have known you as well. What sort of impact did that have on you then, Michael, as a teenager and in your 20s when everybody's out there, all your mates are out there and they're meeting other people and they're exploring life and sexuality?
You know what they're doing, Lucy? You fucking this guy? Not fucking.
No.
Just more like keeping it to myself. Like as I was younger and teen 20s and stuff like that, I tried to like keep it to myself.
I just have to say,
I was always like single.
Sorry.
I frequently, when I see guys try to figure out how big their dicks are, if I saw this guy, I would thought he has a really, really small dick.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, his glasses don't look entirely dissimilar to mine, so I'm hoping there's something else that gives you that impression.
He looks timid. There's a big dick energy can be too aggressive, and then I think you have a small dick, but also there's like a timidness that I think comes with having a small penis.
He has no confidence, which, by the way, if I had a micro penis, I can't imagine like the way that I would speak. Oh hey, good to see you, Lucy. Okay.
He's got a mouth and fingers. He's fine.
Oh, nice. All right. See, that's a great answer. Yeah.
Probably wondered why I wasn't dating, and I just didn't want to go through that.
I like the sort of understanding nature of the hosts. A lot of like,
Bullied at all, or did anybody ever comment?
No, nobody. Like I said, I kept it pretty secret, pretty much. There was a few girlfriends like in high school or whatever that knew about it, but as far as I know, like it never got around.
Now listen, if
I
you
cannot believe that.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. There's no way. Like, if you're like, hey, why did you? I think his name's Michael. Hey, why'd you break up with Michael? He was nice enough, but I mean, he's hung like the thimble from a Monopoly board.
No, it doesn't even have to be I broke up with him. If I saw a micro penis, I would immediately tell every single person that I knew. I would be calling people on the phone. I know. I'm sorry. I would. That's the truth.
You'd be a cyber bully, wouldn't you, Lucy?
I would be over a phone bully. I would be a phone call bully. No, that's funny. We talk about your dicks. We do.
Oh no.
Us girls.
I
we have conversations about them.
Now all my fears are coming true at the same time. But I love that he's like, and they were nice girls, so they didn't talk about it. But yeah, this is why I'm glad that I've had you here to talk me through this. All right, so this guy just doesn't realize it.
Like I didn't get picked on for it or anything because nobody knew.
So with regards to you've said that you have tried to initiate intimate relations, but it's just not feasible.
So this is what I think everybody's wondering right now, especially Chad's missing upper lip. He's tried to be fucking, but it doesn't actually develop.
Not feasible. How does the size of your penis affect your day-to-day life? What sort of impacts does it have?
Aside from like the not being able to like I can't go out, have a one night stand. I can't go out and do things like that.
I mean, look, just if you do find a girl, I think that you do have to marry her right away. You have to trap her, figure out some way. I don't mean hold her prisoner.
Crispin Glover sex slave situation. Yes. It sounds perfect.
But I'm sure that your guy, Crispin Glover, does not have a micro penis. I feel like that's what you're saying.
He better not.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty upsetting. Want to stay on talk shows here, and I'm also respectful of your schedule, Lucy. I know that you'll need to go in a little bit. Piers Morgan had Brett Ratner on. Horrible, terrible film director. There's just so many of the worst movies that I've ever seen. He directed the Melania Trump documentary. And as much as I like to go and see movies that I don't think will be very good, I wasn't able to pull the trigger on seeing the Melania Trump movie. But it's tough that when you're out there doing press for that movie, if it turns out that you're not just mentioned in the Jeffrey Epstein files. There's a picture of you in the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Very serious and big stories in the news, the Epstein files. As you know, a picture came out of you with Jeffrey Epstein with 2 apparently young women in it. What is your response to that picture? And what is your response to the wider scandal of the Epstein files?
Oh, well, that picture in particular happened around 20 years ago. I don't know, 20 to 21 years ago, because that is a photograph of my fiance who invited me to this event, and that's where the picture was taken. I was never been in contact with Jeffrey Epstein before that photo, and I was never in contact with him after.
Again, I only play it once a show, but are you smelling accuracy, or could there be some bullshit at work here?
Feels a little bit like bullshit.
Yeah. Well, he does mention that it's his fiance, and say what you want about Piers Morgan. You can't sneak something by him.
So that's a picture of me and my fiance at some event.
Wow. So who was the fiance? If you don't mind me
good
asking?
question.
She doesn't want me sharing her name in the case, but that's my fiance, 100%. Was my fiance.
But you're not still.
I'm not.
I was going to say you're not still with that.
No.
He's not engaged.
Yeah.
It's the world's longest engagement.
No.
So I believe that's like another producer on the movie, but it sure seems like that guy would be like a lawyer. Like, would you shut the fuck up?
Yeah, that guy is telling him, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. This is a PR nightmare.
We're trying to get people to see a movie that, I don't know, about half the country didn't want to see. So stop acting like, so it's like, I'm not still with her and I don't want to say her name. So I don't know. Is this a girlfriend from Canada sort of situation, or did he just meet a girl that Jeffrey Epstein knew? And, I'm not even saying anything untoward. Maybe she's at least 19 years old, and he didn't do anything illegal in that respect. But, that story doesn't really add up, does it?
No, he is talking himself into a hole.
Yeah.
I hope he does I hope he does more interviews though.
Yeah, I do too.
More contradictions.
Yeah. I feel like, I'm going to look for next week, see if maybe more people asked him about that. Piers Morgan, we don't want to get too political this week, but Piers Morgan was talking to Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, and he asked her a very simple question that I'm sure she's going to have no trouble answering.
Is inflation?
Well, inflation is when the price of things is over is too expensive because of the federal government really squandering the tax dollars. So you have the Green New Scam, hundreds of billions of dollars spent there to provide affordable energy, and it was not affordable. It was never free. It was never discounted. That money was taken from the American people and forced into the system. It wasn't a free market.
Hang on.
He's like, all right, so you clearly don't know. I mean, this is one of the worst all-time answers I've never heard. Keeping in mind that this is a congressman best known for giving her data an over-the-clothes handy in a theater, seeing a musical performance of Beetlejuice. But that seemed to make you really uncomfortable because her answer was so bad, Lucy.
That is the comical. You're watching a movie and it's a Miss America pageant and the girl can't answer the question at all, and they're doing the interview section and she looks like an idiot, and that's insane. I have not seen that clip yet. That's insane.
I mean, it's a fairly simple one, and if I had trouble explaining,
was she talking about climate change at some point during that? I don't even understand what
she did actually. She talked about the Green New Scam. That's like. And you can make the case that is money that doesn't need to be spent, but it's nothing to do with inflation. I would say inflation's like this, everything goes up. It's the cost of living and people need to be paid more. I don't know, but I'm not a congressperson, so I don't need to actually know. I want to thank Subdivisions for $10. I am so crazy smitten with Lucy. Once again, it was a true honor to meet you and hang on Friday. A literal dream come true. Cannot thank you enough. And we will someday meet again. Kudos and love. I should have let you read this. He probably wanted to hear it.
I look forward to that, Subdivisions. It was great hanging out with you. Friday night at Rodney's was like one of the best nights of my entire life, which is I've led a very sad life, and yet I've never seen a micro penis, which is a little bit weird. But yeah, it was great.
Well, no, that means you're living a good life. Hellraiser69, the curious case of Benjamin's button, and he explains that that's a penis joke.
Penis.
And Andy from Montana, I guess. Fun show, guys. Great to see Lucy, ERock, and our brave host. I think that's me. I guess I'm brave.
Yeah.
And Chad, this is unkind. I hope Erik pulls an Arba Dwyer. I don't want anybody to pull an Arba Dwyer. That's a horrific comment and completely in line with what I would expect from you. If you've enjoyed the penis talk, you're going to enjoy our Olympics wrap up over as we do a final few minutes in sports.
Who are these sports? You know what I'm saying? Who are these sports? Let's see who's playing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what's society.
My only regret is that ERock wasn't here for that specific jingle because it gets so much louder at the end. There was some coverage early on in the Olympics about a scandal that I'm going to let the news anchor explain.
Ski jumpers injecting their penises to fly farther? This is a real question being asked at the Winter Olympics. Welcome to Penisgate. So here's what sparked it. A German newspaper claimed some male ski jumpers may be injecting hyaluronic acid into their private parts, not for aesthetics, not for confidence, but allegedly for aerodynamics. Because in ski jumping, size matters. Actually, the size of your suit matters a lot. Athletes are measured before the season using 3D body scanners while wearing skin-tight underwear. And here, every centimeter counts. Think flying squirrel physics. When you spread out, you glide longer. A slightly bigger suit gives ski jumpers more fabric to catch air, more lift in the air, and that means they literally fly farther. And it can cause substantial difference. One study found that just a 2-centimeter increase in suit size could add 5 to 6 meters to a jump. That's massive in a sport decided by inches.
This is horrific. I'm no kind of athlete, obviously, if you take a look at me, but I don't know. Do you really want to win that badly? I'm gonna ask the fellas in the chat. You gonna jam a needle in your prick to go 5 extra meters? Maybe. I guess if you're this level of good and you need a little bit extra to get you over. But have you ever heard of anything like this, Lucy?
I actually have. So this was probably about 2 years ago. Trucker Andy brought to WATP a podcast that I, of course, can't remember right now.
I remember this.
Trucker Andy from All Apologies podcast. He brought in guys who were injecting their penises to make them bigger, is my recollection. So same concept, just for different purposes. I was just shocked that any man would ever want to put a needle into his penis.
We don't. I mean, it's. I think that's fairly accurate. You know, that it is a terrible idea, and I can't even imagine.
This is a level of competition that I will never understand. In the same way that I don't understand the public freakouts, I do not understand wanting to win so badly that I would inject my genitals with juice so that I could fly an extra 5 or 6 meters.
Trucker Andy, if you're in the chat, I believe we might be keeping him company at work. Either chat or you can text it to me. I forget the name of that podcast. I actually forgot about that until you mentioned it.
Yeah. I think we covered it actually maybe twice on WATP.
Yeah, I think it was.
We
it was on
definitely
there.
Revisited it. It might have been at a live event. We might have done a live event recovering of that. That was a good one. That was a good find, Andy.
Yeah, I was looking for Andy and Mind of Hawk Tuah. Christian is a hack. LOL, just kidding. At least better than the stutter Johnny. So I'll take that. Dr. Scotty Jones is wondering, wait, how much does my dick grow? And Chad's missing upper lip. Zane is so pissed he's missing the cock episode. Yeah,
I'm
that's
happy
true.
to fill in for him.
that is definitely. And Raging Rhino. I'm sure Micro Penis Guy would do it to gain a few inches. That's actually a great combination. If I was smart, I would have played those two stories back to back. But Lucy, I'm not smart. So I did not get that in there. Again, Mind of Hawk Tuah. Is it weird I'm eating a hot dog right now? Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit.
Got to have the phallic foods in the morning.
Right, exactly. Well, I've got one more Olympic clip that will send us home. And we appreciate everybody who's been watching the show, chatting and super chatting. And this is a very big audience for us. So ERock and Lucy brought the heat, as they say. So it was actually a little hard to find this clip after I first saw it. Her name is Alyssa Liu, and she is a figure skater. And she was very excited after she did a great routine. And I had to go to Threads to find this because it wasn't coming up on Twitter anymore. So let's see how she celebrates on broadcast television. Well, ordinarily, maybe the demeanor, maybe the hair, I would find some of it annoying. But thanks to Andre this is from Blue Sky. I couldn't even find it on Threads. I had to go over to Blue Sky. So thanks to Andre. So you look like you're disgusted by her, but I like that she swore on broadcast television.
No, I actually really like her. I think that she's bringing something really interesting to figure skating. There's only been a couple of times in figure skating history where people really did things that were outside of the box. It's been a sport that has been very regulated and quite boring. I think she's great. She's got the crazy hair. She's got the smiley piercing. She's swearing up storms. She's very exciting for the sport.
Yeah, and I like the fact that she said that's what I'm fucking talking about. I very much appreciate that. So, we didn't do a lot of Olympics talk on this show, but not the micro penis, but the penis injections, and that's what I'm fucking talking about. That is what I needed. Lucy, I want to let you promote what you've got going on. I know that you'll be doing Dabbleverse very soon.
I will be doing Dabbleverse very soon. Tonight, I'm actually going to be talking about a weird, crazy movie haul. I got gifted a bunch of movies. I have not looked at any of them, so we are going to be blind picking out movies from a bag and talking about them, seeing if I've seen them, seeing if you guys have seen them. That'll be at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard on Once Over with Kaylee, Cayley. And then tomorrow night, I will be doing a Lucy Does Dabbleverse talking all about DMCA strikes and other copyright strikes and why YouTube fucking sucks so bad at handling things like that.
YouTube terms of service.
Please, I'm not even gonna bother with that crap. And we're going to be relating that all back to the Dabbleverse and the fact that Stuttering John has been striking channels quite a bit lately, and what the potential consequences of doing that could be, given that he currently has a lawsuit against some of the people he's striking.
Yes, frivolous lawsuit, frivolous strikes. And I'm sorry, what time will that be over on your channel?
I believe that is going to be at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. So on the 4th, Eastern Standard Time. It might change a little bit. If you subscribe to Once Over with Kaylee, Cayley, over on YouTube and hit the notifications bell, you will absolutely get those updates.
And the show that the three of us do together, Is It Worth Watching, is a radio show. It will be available for people to listen to after the fact once we get the whole machine up and running. I will tell you that all three of us have seen Scream 7, so we'll be talking about that. I don't know what anybody thought about it except what I thought about it, so that'll be fun to get a chance to talk about that. And you can find me personally on social media at Christian DMZ. My personal podcast, The Blattcast, BLADTCAST, and of course, 100 songs that define heavy metal, available everywhere you find podcasts, hosted by Metal Blade Records CEO Brian Slagle. I saw that you were on with a recent guest of ours, the metal horror madman.
I was. Yeah, I just got to do his podcast. It was amazing talking with him.
He's great.
He's not only a huge metal fan who yells Slayer all the time, but he also is a huge fan of the Dabbleverse. So he and I got to talk about both metal and the Dabbleverse.
Yeah, he when he was on to talk to Brian, he didn't realize that I was the Christian that was the producer of the show.
I know.
He didn't actually. So somebody actually recognized me for once. Every year, right around St. Patrick's Day, we talk about a Leprechaun movie, and Metal Horror Madman will join us this year. So I'm excited. I got to really dig through though, because we've gone through a few of these Leprechaun movies, and I feel like whatever's left is going to be really bad. In any case, check that out. Check out Is It Worth Watching? Just at Worth Watch Show on X. Worth Watching Show on Instagram. follow those accounts. I will make sure that we update people when we have all the information that we want to share. But that is all the time we have for now. As always, this is Christian Bladt reminding you that every mic is a hot mic, and we actually have two $10 chats. So I'm going to read this one from Rumple Trenchcoat that just says, and that's the note you leave Erik on. And Lucy, if you would be so kind, because Subdivisions is writing about you. So I'm sure he would love to hear you read this.
I have to say that this kind of goes against your entire rule of you're going to read it, but for Subdivisions, I will do it. I am so crazy smitten with Lucy. Once again, it was a true honor to meet you and hang on Friday. A literal dream come true. Cannot thank you enough. And we will someday meet again. Kudos and love back to you. I was very excited to hang out with everybody on Friday, and it was really great meeting you.
It was fascinating to hear everybody's coverage of that. And look at this, Jay Wolfenstein with a buzzer beater. So now I will sign off with the last super chat of the show. Are we sure the genital injection thing wasn't just a Revenge the Nerd style prank? No, really, it'll make you jump farther. You know what? That would be the greatest prank of all time.
I love it.
For more pranks, tune in next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, right here on Who Are These Podcasts, Who Are These Broadcasters. We'll see you next Tuesday.